Welcome back. Today the topic is tomb. So I think I'm just gonna make a simple grave with maybe a tombstone or something like that. Okay, let's start. Well, we don't want to bevel. We're just here. I think what I'll do is start by, instead of deleting the default cube, I guess we can use this to be like the ground. So I'll actually, let's delete the default cube. You know, it's good practice. Let's start by making a plane, I guess, and we can size this up, and this will be the ground on which the tomb is located. Usually in graveyards, there's a little bit of grass, so we'll make it green eventually. But before we do that, let's go back to object mode and add a cube. And this cube can move up that, and we'll size it along the y-axis, along the x-axis, and along the z-axis. So this is the land on which the tomb is located. And then we can take in edit mode and add some edge loops. So we will select this and Control R, and maybe we'll go like here or something. Should be good. And let's do the same here, add some edge loops, something like that. Okay, we'll take this, and this will be the location of the tombstone, I guess. So we can inset maybe something like that, and we'll make that wider along the x-axis. We can extrude that upwards, something like this. And then we want to make a semicircle here. I'm not entirely sure how we can do that. I think this may be spin, but before we spin, we probably need to add an edge loop here, if I had to guess. We might have to do some trial and error with this, but let's start with this. And then we can select this face and spin along this. How does the spin function work? Extrude selected vertices in a circle around the cursor in the indicated viewport. So, there's gotta be a way of doing this. Okay, there must be another way of doing it. If that's not working, we can take I could have sworn there's a way of doing this, but maybe not. Well, no, I'm sure there's a way of doing it. I just don't know it. I've gotten in the habit of watching a bunch of like Blender shorts, or at least it starts appearing on my algorithm. And so I see all these helpful tips, and sometimes I jot them down in my notebook, but most of the time I just kind of let them go. And it's moments like this where I'm like, oh, dude, I should have jotted it down, because I know I've seen something like this somewhere. Anyways, I guess what we could do instead is, if we extrude both of these upwards, like that, roughly, maybe like that, and then we select these two edges and add a bevel. That's not beveling like I expected to bevel. That's not exactly sure why. Like this. There we go. Okay. Go to like 32 segments or something. Probably don't need that many. We can reduce it after we get to here, and we'll go like that. Sweet. Now we got a tombstone shape. Okay. let's see, what would we put in front of the tombstone? I don't know. Let's go one thing at a time. I guess we can put a little tomb shape, maybe like in the ground or something. Maybe it's like but right as they're putting it into the ground. So to do that, maybe we can add, let's try and construct, I guess, a tomb shape. Or a, what's it called? A, why can I not think of the word? What you put people who have passed away in, not a grave, casket? Yeah, casket, that's what I'm looking for. Oh my god, I don't know why that was such a struggle to figure out. Okay, so we can do that first, I guess, by sizing this up. And then we're going to want to add some edge loops. So let's go into edit mode, select sides, add some edge loops, maybe something like this. And we'll take these edge loops and we're going to want to size them up. Maybe do some proportional editing. Like that. Nope, not like that. I kind of want to size it up so like it all goes out to the side, but these go out the most. Trying to think of what the best way to do that would be. If we just, oh, because we're still in bevel mode, maybe. Was that what was causing it? If we now size it up, no. Okay, we can do it manually, but this is probably not good practice. We just want to do it along the x-axis. Oh wait, maybe if we do proportional editing, was that what the problem was, that it wasn't just along the x-axis? Maybe a little bit. If we increase this, kind of get something like that. But I don't know if that, okay, maybe if we change smooth to linear. Yes, that was what we wanted. Sweet. Okay. Now we can kind of size it back in a little bit. And maybe we'll take this one and size that in. Maybe we can turn proportional editing off for this. Oh, no. SX. Oh, I guess we would want proportional editing on. SX. Like that. And then we'll do the same thing here. Whoa, not like that. Like this. Oh my god, it's very, what's the word? Sensitive. Can take this off. Let's look from the top. And let's get this straightened out. Right now it's still a little curved. So we can take this, get it more straight. Oh, I think because we're not selecting the entire edge loop, maybe it's being a little weird. We didn't do that here either, so let's undo that and select the whole edge loop and straighten it all out. Select the whole edge loop and go like that. Okay, now we got a general casket shape. Maybe we can take the entire thing and size it down a little bit. Maybe we can make it slightly bigger. Nope. Turn it back on. Like that. This time we're going to go back to linear. Go back to the top. Okay, this looks pretty good for a tomb. So we can take this entire thing and let's move it along the y-axis. Oh, no, move it along the y-axis, not resize it. We're very far zoomed out, so let's zoom back in a bit. where did it go? Like that. Okay. So we can have it, I guess, just barely above the ground. Maybe we can do like a Boolean operator or something. This is for whatever reason sticking up. I guess we didn't make this deep enough. So let's go back to object mode, select this object, and extrude it downwards. We just want the bottom. So let's look from the side and go like this. And now we can extrude that down, at least past the ground. Okay. Now we have our grave and we have our gravestone. Okay. Let's add some materials and then we'll see how much time we have left. Maybe we'll add some flowers or something. Okay. Let's start with our grass. We can make this. Oh, where did my my mouse cursor go? Hello? Oh no. Oh, Blender, come on, don't do this to me, bud. Not responding. Oh my goodness. Here we go. I don't know what I could have done that would have caused a crash. I guess sometimes it is just random, but I think all I did was open up the color, like the color wheel. It's a little scary. Hello. Maybe let's look at the task manager. I guess the Brave browser is taking up a lot, but I think it's a CPU that's maxed out, not the memory. Because usually I have my browser open at the same time anyways, and it's never been this kind of an issue before. Okay, well, don't really know what to do in the meantime. I want to save this. I don't want to have to redo it all, but there's a chance I will have to redo it all. Oh, we're back. All right, if that taught me anything, let's save this. We'll call this tomb.blend. Oh, I have caps lock on. Tomb.blend. Sweet. Okay, so we have that. We have our grass. Maybe we'll make it a little greener and a little darker. We'll take this, make a new material for that. It's gonna be maybe like some stone, something maybe a little towards blue. We'll have, if we go to edit mode, and we want to select only these objects, only this, the tombstone, can make a new material for that, and we'll make that a also gray, but maybe slightly brighter. Okay, let's see how that looks. It does kind of just look like the default texture if it's like that. What if we made it, I know typically they're like made out of either stone or marble or something like that. Let's assume, I guess this one's made out of some marble like something, so maybe we can make it a little more metallic and shiny. Okay, and then we'll add one more material, but this one will be for the tomb itself, and we can make this a brown. Assume it's made out of wood. Okay. So we have our tomb, we have our tombstone, we have our backdrop. Let's try and add text. I know there's a way of doing it. This is one of those shorts that I saw. There's a way you can like project text onto a surface and then have the text be there. I don't know exactly how to do that, but I think there's an F3 function which lets you move this text. No words. No. Is it really not text box or something? Okay, well. Okay, maybe that's for another day then. I guess in the meantime, what can we do? We can add some more texture to this, go into edit mode, and maybe we can add more loop cuts. Add more loop cuts along the entirety of the side. Let's go here. Let's go like that, like that. Oh, maybe not like that. Maybe like. How do I add a loop cut? Would it be like here? Yeah, but I want to add a bunch, not just in between there, in between here and here. If I select this and then do loop cuts, is that, no, it just says one at a time? Okay, I guess we'll do it one at a time. Oh, I should have done it ahead of time. Let's do 3 per. So we'll go here, there, oops. Go here, here. One more over here. One last one over here. And we're just gonna make it so it is alternating left and right, or alternating between 2 different wood textures. So I think to do that, one thing we could try is if we select everything, select all faces, and then we can go to select, check or deselect, perfect. And then we'll create a new material. For whatever reason, it selects alternating ones on the outside. I don't know about that, but whatever. Let's deal with it later. Let's do this for now. Something like that. Now we have 2 different types of wood, and maybe we can take all the edges, all these edges, so Alt. We'll just select all these edge loops, and maybe select this one as well, and this one, oops, not that. We just want that and that, so we're not selecting the loops for that, we're just selecting the single edge. Same here, and same here, and here. And then we can maybe add a bevel, Control B. Whoa, not that much of a bevel, just a little itty teeny bevel, something like that. I don't think we need 32 sides like we did last time. Maybe just like 4. And I don't think it needs to be a percent. It can probably just be maybe percent's okay, something like that. And we can make those. Maybe let's make it like silver or something. I guess to make it pop, we can make like gold, because the whole ground is already gray. So let's make some gold color, metallic, roughness down, sign. Now we have kind of the gold highlights on the tomb. Let's see, how long have we been going? Okay, we got about a minute left. I think that'd be some good time to reposition our camera and our light. Let's move it over here. Just a helpful hint that I use, if you are moving using Shift tilde, so you can reposition a camera or anything like your viewport by using Shift tilde. And if you use the scroll wheel while you're moving, you can move faster or slower. So if you scroll up, you start moving a lot faster. If you scroll down, you start moving a lot slower. So it can be helpful. So let's position ourselves like right about here. Get it nice in frame. Get out of that viewpoint. Let's take our light source and let's change it to an area. And I think I learned, okay, this may work. Area. I thought there was a way you could use this to follow your cursor by hitting like Control T or something, but I might be wrong there, so that's okay. Let's move it here, I guess, and we can move you up reposition you here. So you're pointing at the center. Maybe we'll make a copy. Move it along the x-axis. And move this so that it's facing roughly the same point. And then maybe for some texture, let's import, well, I was going to say that import the bushes, but again, the bushes have some issue with with how many particles they have. So let's import instead maybe some trees. So let's go here and to go through my, okay, you can see all my files. And let's import the green tree maybe. That could be nice. So we'll move this along the x-axis. Oh, that comes with its own surfaces. Okay, give it a sec. I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to... Okay, we know which one it is. It goes from cube down to icosphere 10. Let's delete this. And then we'll go from cube 3 down to icosphere 10. And we'll join them into an object, and we can control D, move one over here, and we'll do the same. Select you and you, make copies, move you in the Y direction. In fact, let's do this and this. Let's actually delete you and you. We can take this tree and this tree. Are they mirrored versions of each other? I want them to be mirrored. I don't think they are. So let's take you, rotate you around the z-axis 180 degrees. And then I want to take you and add an array modifier. And I want the array to go in the negative y direction, I think. So I think this would go to 0, and this would go to 1. Nope, not y. It's z? Huh? I'm pretty sure this is the y-axis. So that's... Oh, maybe it's the way I made these or the way they imported or something. Okay, so negative 1 on that. Let's increase this to 4, I guess, and then I guess we can do the same thing here. I thought you could do both at once, but I suppose not. Go to 4, changes to negative 1. No, to z, I guess it was negative 1. No, I guess z is going to be 1, and then this goes to 0. Okay, so now we have our trees that kind of set up the general view around the tomb. And maybe what we can do then to actually make it look a little nicer is we can make this size up along the y-axis, and we can move this, move all of these G, Y, like there, and then increase the count on the array. So it comes there. 18, go back to our other object, 18. Okay, we have that. And then maybe we can take another tree. I guess we can apply. So now that each of these should be their, oh no, they're still the individual ones. I think this is good. We just probably want to reposition our camera. Let's unselect. Why is this all selected? Let's go to object mode. Okay, go back to our camera. Let's move our camera like here so we can see. See this. So something like that. And that should make a good-ish, good render. So let's see. Maybe we can also add one more light source. Shift A, light. Maybe let's make this an area. Move it up here. Move it along the y-axis. Rotate it along the x-axis so it's kind of facing there. And we'll make it much brighter. So we'll make it like power maybe 200. Is that gonna be too bright? No? I can barely see it at all actually. 2000. Okay, that adds some brightness. Kind of fades off. Maybe we can move this along the Y. Something like that. Okay, now if we go into our viewport and let's try and render our image, we get our nice tomb that is kind of in between all these trees. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Peace.